Zenitsu Midori, 27 years old, ends up in another world after dying from overwork. I got reincarnated in another world after God blessed me with a special ability. This ability is to be loved by non-human beings, meaning that humans might not like me, but all the fluffy animals will love me. What? I get to pet a white tiger and dragons to my heart's content. After being reborn as Nima, the youngest daughter of a top-class noble family, I'm doing my best for the survival of humanity. While enjoying this world's fluffiness, today's episode begins with Neferthima's father addressing them, thanking them for exposing this injustice, and having him eradicated thanks to the efforts of these two young men, and indeed, thanks to all of them. As the Duke, I thank you all for this great achievement, especially you, Hilarion, for your exceptional vigilance and investigative skills. Then he offered him an excellent offer to assist him in the palace. However, Hilarion's response was very quick, saying no, he did not intend to return to work in the palace. Neferthima then tells him, "Alright, if you don't want to work in the palace, come and work for me. Not just you alone, but you and Beale." Neferthima's father then speaks to them, informing them that this is another option. When Hilarion asked what the option was, he informed them that Neferthima currently has a specific plan, but if they participate in it, there is a high possibility that their lives will be in great danger. To explain this matter further, he needed them all to swear by God not to tell anyone about this conversation, including His Highness Prince with the blue hair, Wilhelm. Indeed, Prince Wilhelm swore not to tell anyone about what he would hear now, and then everyone else swore not to tell anyone. Neferthima's plan is to gather many large and small monsters and establish a settlement for them. It's a plan that requires a great deal of effort because there are some dangerous monsters who might endanger their lives. But on the other hand, it's a good idea. Then the Duke introduces his son Ralph, since he will take over afterward to take charge. And Ralph is very happy about this, and also because he will be with his sister Neferthima. At this time, Prince Wilhelm informs them that he will also assist in this wonderful work. The Duke, Neferthima's father, is surprised and says to him, "How is that possible? Your Highness, you have official duties and significant responsibilities to attend to." In response, he informs them that he is well aware of this and does not intend to ignore them, as his work comes with him, so he can help as needed. Then Neferthima turns to Beale and Hilarion and asks them if they have thought about it well. They tell her that they agree to work with her. At that moment, Shinki, the transformed man and leader of the goblins, enters. Nima embraces him and welcomes him. She asks him how things are going, and he tells her that things are good, thanks to God. Then we see Ralph approaching from behind Neferthima, asking her if she introduced him to this person so he could get to know him. She tells him that Shinki used to be a goblin before he transformed, and this mysterious creature scares Ralph a lot. Then he looks at his father, who is very angry, and asks him how he allowed this, saying, "Father, how could you allow a strange creature from the goblin tribe to be friends with Neferthima?" At that moment, his father puts his hand on his head and tells him that Shinki, bound by his true name, is considered only Niama's personal guardian. Then Naime speaks to Shinki again to tell her about the details of what happened to him. Shinki tells her that the goblins that appeared nearby were a group of 16 led by a big goblin named Baba, who tried to explain the plan to them, but their leader didn't understand my words. So I fought her and struck her with a strong blow, and now she is under my command and orders. Insects indicate to her the right way, so I am confident that she will find the cave. Then Niame turns to her father and asks him if he has any information about the kobolds in Linus. Her father informs her that there are reports of a large group and an attack on a caravan, while San, the team leader, confirms the accuracy of this information. There are about 100 kobolds, and apart from their main force, they are divided into 5 groups. Each group seems to have a specific duty, such as guarding or exploring. The kobolds lead the groups, and it is said that a werewolf of higher rank leads the main force. Licht is surprised and asks, "Werewolf, how did you know that?" So the Knight Commander tells him that they requested assistance from the Adventurers Guild. After that, we will head to the neighboring Linus to take corrective action on this issue. Neferthima then asks him if he has any information about the person responsible. He informs her that there is a possibility that those trying to prevent information from reaching the royal capital are unknown individuals. Then the Knight Commander tells them that he heard that the regional commander used to work at the main headquarters before being transferred here. In other words, he was demoted to a lower rank. It is assumed that the people who attacked Shinki are adventurers or claim to be adventurers. The Duke, Neferthima's father, regardless of the developments, thinks that it is increasingly likely that our enemies are numerous and highly organized. Then Beale raises her hand and asks if she can check with the Adventurers Guild to find out which office submitted the Neferthima's father tells her, "All right, Beale, and we will be very grateful to you. But since we don't know where the enemy is hiding, it will be very dangerous." Then Prince Wilm asks if there is suspicion of spies in other states and within the ranks of the knights. The Duke replies that indeed there is a high probability that there are spies everywhere. Meanwhile, we see Niamey saddened by the fact that spies are everywhere and that the situation is overwhelming for her, but her brother reassures her that the matter will be resolved. Then the Duke informs them that since we don't know this enemy, we will give them a name among us to make it easier to identify them, and the name is Ronohark. We will name the monster attack the Southern Interception Incident. Niamey remembers Ronohark as she had seen it before and that her father used to hunt it. Then Neferthima's father informs them that he will return to the capital tomorrow, and Ralph will resume the inspection. He orders the knights to protect his children no matter what happens, as he knows that the knights protect the citizens, so he knows well what he asks of them. They swear to themselves to protect the U.S. Fizz family, as they can do it for the people now. Niamey is very happy and thanks them for helping her. Then she talks to her father, saying that she wants to go to Linus with them, and her father agrees because she wants to involve the kobolds in her plan. Her father tells her that he has some matters to discuss with the elders, so she must go to rest. Niamey agrees and asks Lars to go with her to take a nap. Her brother refuses because Lars is a holy beast, so she must take a nap with him instead. However, she insists that Lars should go with her, and her brother agrees to that. Indeed, Niamey sleeps on her bed with Lars. Then she takes out the spider Grathia to sleep with them. Niamey sleeps happily with Lars's soft fur because she wants to be rested for their journey to Linus tomorrow. In the morning of the next day, Niamey goes with her brother and the prince on their way to Linus. The prince tells them that they should discuss Niamey's plan again before they reach Linus because he finds it uncomfortable to repeat its name. Ralph then thinks for a moment and tells him about the name of the operation to negotiate with the monsters. His sister replies that it is silly for the forest, so he should not forget that the adventurers will play a significant role in the plan. The prince asks him about the name Shiana. Niamey does not understand the meaning of this name, so he tells her that in Celestia's language, it means strength and courage. Then he tells Niamey that she is very loved by all the animals, so she must have a special gift and seems to have an exceptional power. She replies that they all have special strengths because they are of royal blood, which makes them unique in a way. Then we shift to the scene in the USVI house, where we see him with his daughter and wife. His daughter asks him about her sister Nima, so he tells her that Ralph will go with her there so she is fine. His daughter gets very angry because Niamey is only 5 years old, so it is very, very dangerous for her to leave the royal capital alone. Her father answers her that both the fire dragon and Lors and Hashie are with her, so she was not alone. His wife asks him about Niamey's plan this time, so Yuspi tells her about the many monsters that appeared in their agency, and that one of them is behind this matter and what Niamey intends to do. Karina is shocked to hear about such monsters on Earth and continues to think about them. Her mother tells her that she looks like Kedley when she thinks about something evil. Then Yusufai's wife speaks, saying that she now knows that her daughter Nima wants to establish a sanctuary for all monsters. So she decides to start gathering supplies for the sanctuary and will contact several guilds to present the idea. Then she will choose promising individuals from them. Karina continues to think about what she will do to help her sister in establishing this sanctuary until she realizes that she can gather materials and prepare. She asks her father if she can go to see Namima, making Alsfai happy about that, but he tells her that the prince is with her now. Then Nima's father says, "Security guards, reach your maximum capacity." Her mother tells her, "Why don't we appoint personal guards from the Adventurers Guild?" It turns out that we received a message from Philip, so Karina rejoices, saying, "I think the last time I saw him was at Nima's birth." The mother reads the letter, saying that he will come to the capital tomorrow and wants to see us all. Nima's father says that he was a close companion when he was an adventurer to gain combat experience. He was also one of the few adventurers with a purple rank, so he would be an ideal trainer for Karina. Karina is astonished, so her father tells her that in thinking about her future, she must undergo a monster subduing experience. Karina, relying on what her father wants, says that we end up being goals for this enemy, but it seems fun. Her father tells her that there are many risks outside the royal capital. Are you ready for that? Karina answers him, saying, "Yes, I will face anything to become stronger so that I can stay by Nima's side." Her mother tells her to prepare everything she needs. Karina says, "I will do my best." Then the scene shifts to Naomi arriving in Lennis. She asks, "Where are the kobolds?" "I want to see them now." Ralph speaks to her, saying, "Be careful to behave well. We don't know what might happen here." Naomi responds, "That's true. This is the forefront of the battle against the kobolds." After that, the knight speaks to the gatekeeper, saying that Prince Wilhurt and the sons of Duke Yusufai have arrived, and they request entry. The gatekeeper agrees to let them in. Then the knight tells the prince that the captain wants to greet him. Ralph tells them that they want to make sure it's really him. The prince says, "I am confident that they are determined to protect their city." Ralph asks Nima to wait for them here, and Nima agrees, but uses her magic to spy on them inside. The scene then shifts to the prince speaking, saying, "I'll leave informally as Ralph's companion." He says, "This old man's name is Dylan. He is the head of the Barzith district office and a member of the First Fleet. But this area is dangerous because of the runaway kobolds. You should leave as soon as possible." Ralph responds, "We came according to my father's orders. I am monitoring the appearance of monsters on behalf of the Duke." The commander, Dylan, replies, "Then I will lead you to the agency's master." The scene moves back to Niamey, who is very happy with what she heard. Then Ralph says to the prince that he is pleased they trusted them quickly. After that, the old man, Barzith, appears and thanks them for coming here. He seems very tired. Then Ralph speaks, asking him, "What's wrong? Haven't you slept enough?" Barzith replies, "In fact, we have faced a lot of kobolds recently, so I haven't slept much." Niamey wonders to herself, who is this old man? Is he the one whose rank was lowered? And more importantly, who decorated this room? He has excellent taste. Barzith speaks, saying now regarding dealing with the kobolds, "The knights cannot keep up with them, so we contacted the Adventurers Guild. It seems they are forming an extermination squad and will arrive here as soon as Red Hilda arrives." The prince says, "I think Hilda is still Blue Hilda." Naime adds, "Even the prince knows about this party. They must be very powerful. This means they will eliminate all the kobolds immediately upon arrival. Regarding communication with the kobolds before their arrival, if there is enough time, it is permissible to wander around the city." At that moment, Niamey's brother, Ralph, speaks to calm her down and says, that if we manage to explore the city fully, our report to our father will be better. Nima is happy with this decision. Then Prince Wilhurt informs them about the meaning of being members of the Royal Knights, reassuring them that they will be fine. Upon giving a quick glance, the old man agrees to it, but on the condition that the tour be quick. After that, they move to the streets of the city and find it completely ruined. Prince Willard tells them that it's not as bad because the guard knights are still patrolling the area. Now, let's head to the poor neighborhoods. As they go there, they find all the residents displaced and all the children suffering from malnutrition. The one responsible for this town should provide them with nutrition and support as soon as possible. Suddenly, Neme hears the sound of an animal's screams, so the soldiers rush to find out what's happening. Then Neme orders Shinki to carry her, and they hurry to the source of the screams. They find these children torturing a dog, hitting it, and one of the children says that it doesn't concern them, stupid strangers. When Naomi notices that the animal was just a small puppy unable to defend itself, she gets very angry. The child tells her that his father said all dogs are enemies, so what's the harm in hitting an enemy? Nime replies that she's sure the dogs his father talks about are kobolds, but this poor creature is really your enemy, even if it's shameful to attack someone defenseless. This angers the boy, and he tries to hit Nime, but the soldiers stop him and hold him back. Then Nime tells him that we shouldn't resort to brute force immediately because true strength should be used to protect the weak. We won't resort to violence, so please hand over that poor thing. Then the other children move away from the puppy so that Nime can look at it closely, finding that it's severely injured and in need of immediate healing magic. Then she admonishes the little boy, telling him, "What do you want to protect? Isn't it you and those in the village?" The little boy is annoyed and says, "What do you know, foolish noblewoman?" So Nime tells him that true strength is not just physical strength. If you can walk the right path without resorting to cunning or cowardice and gain noble strength like these knights, you will become a great man capable of protecting what matters to you. The boy, Bolger, son of the adventurer god Cryos the Red, gets very angry and introduces himself. He tells them that he will become strong like his father to protect everyone. Nevertima is very happy with him and promises to remember him. Then the boy leaves with the other children. Ralph then uses his healing magic on the little dog to heal its severe injuries. The dog wakes up and starts wagging its tail at Nima, thanking her. She asks where his mother is, and he looks towards the forest. Niame realizes that this means he's not someone's pet. Shinki speaks up, telling Nevertima that she seems not to have noticed yet, but that puppy is a kobold. Everyone is shocked by this revelation. Then Prince Wolhert says they should return the puppy to its mother, even though it will likely expose them to a kobold attack. And even if we have it with us, they might think we kidnapped it. The little puppy then looks at Nemo with a worried look. Nime reassures him and promises that everything will be okay. She then tells them that since Lars the Holy Beast is with us, the kobolds won't attack.